You know you've hit dating app fatigue when you're swiping and suddenly, oh no, there's a face you recognize. And not in a cute, oh, he looks familiar way. No, more like, oh no, that's the man who once told me he doesn't believe in salads. That's not a meet cute, that's a PTSD trigger. It's the moment when profiles all start to look the same and conversations feel like reruns. And even if your soulmate showed up in a perfectly lit photo with a clever bio, you'd still yawn. Dating app fatigue isn't about the apps being broken, it's about you being drained. And when you're drained, you're not curious, you're not playful, you're definitely not bringing your best self to the table. So today we're going to talk about the 10 subtle ways that burnout sneaks in, the ones you don't always notice too, and what to do to fix it so dating feels fun or at least worth swiping for again. That's it all interesting or intriguing. I hope you'll stick around because that's what's on the agenda. You know that feeling when you drive home and you realize that you don't remember half the trip? Yeah, you're doing that with the dating apps. Thumb just moving left, left, right, left, like you're training for a thumb Olympics that you didn't sign up for. The problem with autopilot is that you're not really seeing anyone. You're just reacting to a photo and maybe the first two words of a bio. Your brain isn't even engaged. And that's when good potential matches get lost in the shuffle. Swipe in short, intentional bursts. That's how you fix this. Give yourself a time limit and approach it like you would walking into a coffee shop. You wouldn't glaze over and ignore the room, right? Well, unless your ex is in the room. You're always just about to meet someone. That's a problem. That is the endless texting trap. You match and you chat, it's going really well. You both say that you'll meet soon, and then, it just fizzles out. And 3 weeks later, you realize that you'd invested, I don't know, 3 hours into somebody that you're never going to meet in person. Endless back and forth feels safe because you can craft your replies, but it's also draining because it creates a weird half relationship, half pen pal thing that goes nowhere. You end up emotionally spent with nothing to show for it. Meeting within a week. You have to. You have to meet within a week. If they can't or they won't, let it go. Chemistry lives in real life, not in your inbox. And this is also the way to prevent yourself from falling victim to any scams. This one is against everything I've ever sworn to before, but I'm starting to think it might make sense if you're experiencing burnout. And it's this, that you match with somebody great, but instead of leaning in, you just keep swiping because of course you do. You're not in a relationship with this person and somebody better could show up, right? But also that little dopamine rush from a new match is addicting, but it's also exhausting. You know, it's like standing at a buffet and never eating because you're afraid the kitchen might bring out lobster later. I'll just say this, at some point, you've got to commit to what's in front of you. Swiping when you're actively exploring a connection, when you've met somebody in person and you're getting to know them, I don't know. You might want to give people room to surprise you. They might be the one. You had the long, curly cord stretched to maximum capacity. Yeah, but you still couldn't make it all the way into your bedroom or find even one tiny bit of privacy. Cords ran everything back then. Your phone, your vacuum. You couldn't escape them. So Inia called me. I was already planning to buy another red light therapy mask, ready to spend too much money on one that wasn't even that strong. And they said ours has 272 lights, more than double the others, 3 times the power. Then they told me the price, a third less. That was it. My day was made. My month was made. And just when I thought I had the deal of a lifetime, they said the words I never expected to hear. Wireless. You heard me right. A red light therapy mask with no cords. It smooths the little lines and softens the deeper grooves, evens out blotchy patches that like to show up before coffee. Your skin looks brighter, more awake, and underneath it's rebuilding collagen, the kind of heavy lifting that no cream can fake. And because it's cordless, you're free. Cook dinner, walk the dog, hop on a Stairmaster or dust off your Thigh Master, give Suzanne Summers a run for her money, while your skin is literally getting younger. Cords used to tie us down. Now, one of the best tools for your skin finally lets you cut loose. And honestly, at this age, that feels like progress to me. If you're only swiping the people the app shoves in your face, you've outsourced your love life to code written by a 27-year-old in a hoodie. The algorithm doesn't know you. It knows what keeps you on the app. Oh, yeah. But when you only see what it serves you, you stop actively choosing. And that lack of agency is what can wear you down because it feels like your options are shrinking. You might want to search manually, use filters actively, explore different age ranges, distances. Take control of your own feed. You're not a passive consumer here in your romantic life. You're the one doing the picking. Ooh, if you're answering messages you don't care about, it's a politeness trap. Somebody says, hey, and you're not interested, but you still feel guilty ignoring them, so you write back, and now you've got a pen pal you didn't want. You're too polite to exit. I mean, it's a slow leak of energy. You just have to be aware of that because it does turn the app into a chore sometimes. So you don't owe anybody time just because they message you a word or two. Yes, be kind, but be brief. Thanks, but I don't think we're a match. That is a complete sentence. Perfectly acceptable. You don't owe them more than that. When your dating profile starts to feel like a quarterly marketing campaign, burnout is guaranteed. You're agonizing over which photos convert best and tweaking your bio like it's a SEO copy and worrying about your click through rate, none of which is sexy. Remember, you're not building a brand here. You're introducing yourself to people. Your profile should look and sound like you on your best day, not like a brochure for an imaginary you. Authenticity, that will take you much further. If every new match gets the silent treatment from your enthusiasm because you're already bracing for them to ghost you, you're dragging the past into the present. And that's exhausting for you and completely unfair to them. You have to start each new chat as if you've never been disappointed. I know, it's hard, right? Easier said than done. But holding people responsible for what somebody else did is the fastest way to turn them off and gyp yourself out of meeting somebody who could be really great. I mean, you've noticed this. Some people are still in beta testing. They haven't done the work on themselves yet, but they're ready to date in the same way a half-baked cake is ready to eat. If you keep matching with people who aren't emotionally available, you're spending your time troubleshooting instead of connecting. So make sure you get clear on your deal breakers early on. Know what they are. There's 3 of them. You've got 3 deal breakers, and you're sticking to those because those are your boundaries. And if somebody's telling you on date 1 that they just got out of a relationship or they're still figuring themselves out, believe them and move on or swipe on. You know, I tell you all the time that the apps are just a tool. We have to be focusing on meeting people in real life as well. When the apps are your only dating outlet, they carry all the pressure. That's like only eating one kind of food and wondering why you're tired of it. I do that. Diversify. Let friends set you up. Go to events. Join interest groups. I mean, the more options you have, the less desperate the apps feel. And the more fun you have, and the more fun the apps become. The joy has been sucked out of it for some time now. You know, it just gets old if you've been doing it for a long time. Somewhere along the way, dating turned into data. Matches, response times, worth meeting algorithms that you've built into your own head. But connection doesn't happen in spreadsheets. Oh my gosh, just stop measuring every interaction for efficiency. Allow yourself to enjoy the small stuff, the witty opener. Oh gosh, just so precious. The weird shared hobby, the ridiculous bio. Fun is part of the spark, right? If you lose that, you lose the reason to keep going on the apps. Dating app fatigue is real, I know, but it is fixable. So recognizing these patterns that are draining you will allow you to take back your time and make choices that put you in control instead of on autopilot. Burnout doesn't mean you're done with dating. It means you just need to recalibrate. All right, I hope you found that interesting or helpful. If you did, you might enjoy this episode here where we talk about more stuff about your dating profile. You know, there's a whole playlist on dating app stuff, right? Oh, wait. Before you go, please, my mom here, please give my mom the thumbs up. She's asking for it so nicely. Every time somebody does give her the thumbs up, somewhere in the world, a dating profile photo with a dirty bathroom mirror mysteriously disappears. It's science. And hey, don't forget to subscribe. You never know when I'll say something that makes you delete your profile or open it up again. It's a problem. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. And until next time, have a good one.